All right, well, welcome everyone. We are happy to have you with us today. My name is Kristen and I work in community partnerships for Plano Public Library. Thank you for joining us today for the library's, this is kind of part of the library's Living Well series. Please note that if you have any questions, you can type them into the chat. Jess, who's with me today, and I will be monitoring the chat. We can assist you with any issues, and you could bring any questions that you have to our attention, and we will make sure to ask our speaker today. And we'll be sure to leave time for your questions at the end of today's program. Quick housekeeping reminders we'd like to share with everyone. Note that this program is being recorded. It will be made available on the Plano Public Library YouTube page for later viewing. This normally goes up within the week, but won't probably be up today, but soon. And just a reminder that there is no soliciting, selling merchandise, or business going on during library virtual programs. Please show respect for our presenters and one another throughout the program. We appreciate your being with us today. So keeping your mind and body active and engaged is important. And Plano Public Library is pleased to partner with several organizations with resources to assist you. Along with opportunities to learn something new at the library, these programs related to living well and preparing, keeping your brain and body active and well, will connect you with information, programs, and services to assist you in getting the most out of life. Today, we have the Alzheimer's Association with us to share information. This program is called Healthy Living for Brain and Body. Today, we have Beth Appleby with us. She is a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association. She's been volunteering since 2017, serving as a community educator, public policy advocate, and a founding member of the Sherman Denison Walk to End Alzheimer's event. Beth and her daughter, Allison, are passionate about raising awareness of Alzheimer's disease in the community and raising funds for research for a cure. Professionally, Beth is a realtor with Evie Halliday, and we are so happy to have her with us today presenting. Beth, you can go ahead and get started.
Oh, thank you for that very lovely introduction. Makes me sound so important. And then when you said 2017, now I'm starting to feel a little bit old. I've been doing this for a while. So it just, in your mind, 2017 seems like yesterday, but these years are clicking by. I unfortunately lost my father to Alzheimer's in 2017. And so that was my kind of push for getting more involved and learning more about it. Every day, every single day, I learned something new. And so today I'm going to share with you healthy living for your brain and body tips from the latest research. This is an information program. If you feel that this is for healthy people or people who want to learn how to be healthier or stay healthy, if you have concerns that you may be experiencing symptoms of Alzheimer's or dementia, please reach out to the Alzheimer's organization, alz.org, and they will help you figure out what your next step is. So today we're talking about ways we can hopefully curb some of this or prevent some of this and do some good things for our body. But I am not a doctor, and I am not a psychologist or psychiatrist or a neurologist, and I am not here to diagnose you. So just a little side note there. What we are going to do today is talk a little bit about some strategies: physical health and exercise, diet, nutrition, cognitive activities, social engagement. We hear these terms every single solitary day. They are very important things to do for our body and our brain, not just for preventing Alzheimer's and dementia, but for all sorts of signs of aging that we know we can do a lot to help with. Aging well depends on your genes, your environment, and your lifestyle. It is very important to keep in mind your genetic makeup, okay? So everybody has things in their past, things in their family, issues that are going to come down the line that no matter what you do, they may become a struggle for you. However, impacting them to maybe make them a little less impactful for you, maybe staying ahead of the curveball. There are things you can do with your lifestyle and your environment and choices for your brain and body that will help ease some of these things. So we get what we get. We're born with what we have. what we do with what we have makes a big impact. And I know if any of you are adults, you've got older children or younger children, we say that every day to our kids, this is what you have, but the choices you make will have a big impact. So we're going to help you today think of some ways to do some really great choices. Let's talk about the brain. The brain controls all of our body functions, as we know. Okay, there are over 100 billion nerve cells, neurons, creating a branching network. If any of you are like me and I think of the brain as a computer, okay, if you don't know the inner workings of a computer, it's very daunting because all of this information, it just gets more and more complicated every day. Videos and YouTubes and communicating back and forth and doing things like Zoom, it's all working. You look at this, if you're doing it on your phone, that's a very tiny machine. You look at your laptop, very, very tiny machine. And yet all of this stuff is going on. Your brain, my friends, is just like that. It's billions and billions of nerve cells and neurons and little things lighting up and clicking and working and signals traveling. And that's what gives us our ability to move and to speak and to see and to form memories and feelings and thoughts. And it's just so amazing that, to be a neurologist takes many, many years beyond medical school to study. And yet here we are trying to figure out all of this, and Alzheimer's comes along and it so quickly can destroy so much of it. Somebody had their hand raised. Do we have a question? I think, Karen, did you have a question?
So participants are not able to unmute. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Karen,
So
if
they'll
you
have to
could
type
your
it in the
question,
chat.
if you could type your question into the chat, we'd be happy to answer it. The chat function is at the bottom bar of your screen, and it has kind of a little dialog box, and it says chat. Thank you.
Perfect. So we have known for years that there's a huge body-brain connection, okay? That what's good for the body is good for the brain. And I tell everybody, don't use me as your example because I don't always do the best things for my body. And then it frightens me. What am I doing to my brain? I don't know. We all have our moments that we don't always do the best things. But today we're going to talk about some very easy steps to get us to a good place for our body and therefore a good place for our brain. Science is able to tell us why this is true, that there's this great connection. Much of the body-brain connection is due to the fact that the brain is nourished by the body's richest network of blood vessels. Oxygen and other elements we know go through the blood, pumps through your heart, through your lungs, into your brain. The bloodstream keeps the brain nourished, and every time your heart beats, I'm gonna be like in kindergarten, feel your little heart beating? Every time your heart beats, 25% of that blood being moved is going to the brain. 25%, every one of those little beats, that much blood is going straight to your brain. So what we're doing to our bodies to keep our blood moving, what we're eating and putting into our bodies to keep our blood flowing, we're sending that to the brain. So that really good brownie I had this morning on my way out the door because I was hungry and in a hurry, probably not the best choice today for my brain. And I need to use my brain. I have a busy day today. But just while we're talking, I want you to keep thinking and every once in a while feeling that heartbeat and thinking, wow, 25%, that's going straight to my brain. What am I doing? So let's talk about why that's huge for Alzheimer's and dementia. Dementia is caused by many different diseases and conditions, and we can talk about a genetic factor. Absolutely, it is there. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia, and everybody gets a little bit confused about that. But Alzheimer's makes up about 60 to 80% of all dementia cases. So it's a huge form. And that's why there's a lot of disparity. And you talk to people and they go, well, he has Alzheimer's, not dementia. Well, he has dementia, not Alzheimer's. Well, actually, dementia is the big umbrella. Alzheimer's comes underneath of it, but a lot of times they get confused. So risks for Alzheimer's and dementia, we're going to look at age, genetics, head injury, cardiovascular factors, and fewer years of formal education. I'm going to give you a little caveat. My father passed away of Alzheimer's. He had a doctorate. He had so many degrees hanging on his wall. He had so much formal education, guys. I'm going to tell you, it was huge. Okay. My mother-in-law is 93. She never graduated past the 8th grade. That woman is as sharp as a tack. It's a little bit frightening. And I definitely cannot argue with her because she knows everything. Anyway, so these are risk factors. I don't want you to leave here and go, because of my age, because of my genetics, because I had a concussion when I was 17, because I have heart disease, because I never did get that college degree, does that mean I have Alzheimer's and dementia? No. Are they things that doctors are going to look at when considering your condition? Yes. So just keep that little separation and don't reach panic attack mode right now, or when you're talking about your loved one. These are just ideas, and these are things they're noticing in research. They are not always dead on. It has to be these criteria. And I say that a lot in this presentation because there are things that we kind of get on bandwagons for, and we don't need to cause undue stress if it's not necessary. Therapies for Alzheimer's we can prevent or slow the disease. We can't really prevent it. We can slow the disease and the progression of the disease. We can do things to help prevent it, but we're still working on how do we cure Alzheimer's. There is not a real cure. So these are the things we're going to really concentrate on doing today. So hopefully you will not have to have the big battle of Alzheimer's or dementia. And if you do, these are things that are going to help keep it a slow progression and keep things in check. And so plus they're good for your body. We're going to look at cognitive activity, physical activity, diet, nutrition, and social engagement, like we said before. So what we want to do is we want to look at things that we really enjoy. We want to take gradual changes. We want to start slow, start now, pick something. These are 4 big aspects of our life. They can be very overwhelming. So if you take anything from today, take one of these that really speaks to you. And then because we're recording this, you can come back to this video later and you can say, you know what was the other 4 things? What are the other 3 things? What else do I need to do? And pick another thing and then another thing and just make gradual small changes. Every little change you make is a change for the positive. Remember, 25% of this heart beating is going right up here to this brain. So let's start with physical exercise. There's quite a bit of research in the area of physical activity. We all know it. Do we all get enough? Probably not. I hope there are a lot of you out there that are much more active than I am. You get out and take your walks. You go up and down the stairs. You park a little further from the store and walk into the store. When it's 104 degrees in Texas, we all want that front parking spot. We want to run in, run out. We don't want to have to move our bodies. We do not want to have to walk in. And be careful. If you are choosing to walk outside, take your water with you, go early in the morning or late at night. Whatever it is you decide to do, we know that physical activity helps your body for everything, not just to mention Alzheimer's. It is good for your heart, and what's good for your heart is good for your brain. Many studies indicate that engaging in physical activity is associated with lower risk cognitive decline. Many researchers say that if people had to choose one thing to improve their brain functioning, it is exercise. And so now I have to say back to myself, not only did I eat the brownie, I have not exercised yet today. I keep saying that I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to do it first thing in the morning. And then the morning comes and I pick up my phone and I've got text messages and phone messages and emails, and somebody wants to look at a house and somebody else didn't get the contract, that offer we wrote. And before 8 o'clock in the morning, my day has exploded. And so do I take the walk? No. Did I get on the Peloton? No. Did I do some yoga? No. Should I be doing all these things? Yes. So let's all kind of think right now, if we take nothing else from this class, that tomorrow at some point in time, you're going to spend 20 minutes doing some kind of physical activity, just a little bit. Okay. That is one of the biggest factors in making everything in your life better. Do you have to go join a gym and start working out 3 hours a day? No. Do you have to buy the latest equipment? I have a Peloton. It's a very expensive piece of equipment. And when you don't use it, it's a very expensive piece of equipment. I'm not telling you have to sign up for big classes, spend a lot of money, or do something that your body can't handle. But think what is best for you. Talk to your doctor if you have other health issues, if you've got bad knees or bad hips, if you've had some injuries, if you're a little bit more overweight than you'd like to be, start small. But anything is better than nothing. And the reason being is, as we talked about, that oxygen, that bloodstream going to the brain. So evidence suggests that exercise may directly benefit brain cells by increasing blood and oxygen flow, by reducing the dementia risk factors such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. So if we start, all of us start adding a little bit of exercise into our day, we're all going to conquer some really big risk factors. High blood pressure, cholesterol, we're not only talking about getting rid of diabetes and getting rid of heart disease, we're also talking about putting off any kind of dementia or Alzheimer's by doing these great things. It's a great start. So be as active as you can, incorporate activity into your lifestyle. Start out small, a short walk. It is beautiful today. It's going to be hot the rest of the week. Remember to take your water and stay hydrated. It's no good if you're pumping a whole lot of blood into your brain, but you're dehydrating your body, then we're going to have other issues. Talk with your doctor. Okay, that's really critical. And I'll tell you why. I also, on top of all this, I have lupus. I got the Peloton. I thought, yay me, I'm going to be like Peloton queen. And I got on there and I was killing myself on these huge Peloton rides, thinking I'm like the girl in the commercial. Life is good. My lupus started getting really out of hand. My rheumatologist is like, what are you doing? Like, oh, is it stress? Is it family stuff? Is it? No, it was that I was overstressing my body by doing too much exercise on my Peloton. So talk to your doctor. Start small. Let's do it. Stay hydrated. Let's get these brains healthy. Here are some other things. Here's just a reminder. Do something you like. Start small, move safely, getting your heart rate up, checking with your doctor. These are all the things I just said, but a great little reminder. Take a little screenshot of the screen if you need to with your camera. Remember, we're recording it. You can come back. Start out small. Okay, I'm not here to turn everybody into Olympic athletes. I am here just to say, if we park a little bit further than we usually do, if we spend a little bit more time taking a nice walk in the evening, if we add extra steps into our day, we are increasing our chances of keeping a healthy brain long into our late life. Physical health and exercise, here are some other things we want to think about. If you're a smoker, I'm not going to tell you to throw your cigarettes out today. What I'm going to tell you is call your doctor, get on a plan, and figure out if stopping smoking is right for you. It's really important to work with your doctor when you do something like giving up alcohol and stopping smoking. Those are not things that you should just do just because the girl in the library show told you to do it, okay? Those are also things, though, that are going to make your brain and body very healthy. Getting adequate sleep. They say 7 to 8 hours a night. Are you getting 7 to 8 hours tonight? You may be really functioning at 5. Maybe you feel great and that doesn't bother you. Think about what's really best for your body. Avoiding head injuries. Well, you know, I have 2 very active older daughters, 16 and 25. They love to skateboard. The other night, they're like, Mom, come on, you skateboard with us. I thought, oh my heavens. No, Mom does not need a concussion. Because if I have a head injury, as fun as it would be to hop on their skateboards and try it out, if I fell and hit my head, they'd have to take care of me because it's not going to go well. So try to avoid doing things that can cause head injuries. And that really, maybe you're not out skateboarding with your daughters, but look around your house. Do you have area rugs that are loose that you might trip on, that you could fall and hit your head on a cabinet? Do you have excess furniture that you really don't need to have around? You know, maybe that extra stool that you kind of bump into every time, maybe we need to move that. So just be cognizant of your surroundings and what you're doing and try to avoid injury. Managing stress. If somebody has a great way to manage stress, pop it in the chat because we all have it. And in the past 15 months with COVID, stress has become a huge factor in everybody's life. Everybody's. Everything has turned topsy-turvy. We don't know if we should put the mask on, don't put the mask on. Are you going into the store because there's so many people? Are you not going in? Did the lady behind you cough? And now you're like, oh gosh, I don't know. Did she cough because she has allergies? Did she cough because she's sick? Am I going to get sick? Life is stressful right now. Let's take a minute to manage our stress. That's going to go right back up to those nice little routines like taking a nice evening walk or an early morning walk. maybe fitting a little yoga in, finding something, people say coloring is very stress reducing for some people. Not for me, but maybe for you. Believe it or not, showing houses to me is not stressful. To my clients, holy cow, very pretty, extremely stressful. To me, not stressful. I actually enjoy it. We all have our funny and strange ways to reduce our stress. What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me really might not work for you. So find out what makes you feel good, what makes you sigh and go, okay. If it's binge watching a whole bunch of Netflix, okay. But in between, get up, take some laps around the sofa, take some laps around the kitchen island, get your heart rate pumping before you go on to the next episode. So you're getting your exercise, you're managing your stress, and you're staying healthy. Treating depression. My friends, depression is not a bad word. It is not an ugly word. It is not a quiet taboo word. Depression is an illness like everything else. We have no problem telling our friend we have to be on high blood pressure medicine. We went to the doctors. Oh my gosh, our blood pressure is ridiculous. Now I got to take blood pressure medicine. Or my cholesterol is really bad. Now I'm on cholesterol medicine. If your depression is not perfect right now, if you're feeling that it's not in control, call your doctor, get some help, take your medication. Do we all like taking medication? No. Do they come with horrible side effects? Yes. Have I gained 30 pounds with my lupus medication? Absolutely. Do I look in my closet and cry over my very thin clothes that I no longer fit? Yes. So my daughter went in and threw them all out because the choice is take the lupus medicine and not have lupus symptoms, or be thin again, but not be able to participate as an active mom. Everybody has something. We all need to be treating it, and we need to do it right. Call your doctor, call a friend, get some help. Visit your doctor regularly. None of us like to do it. Nobody wants to go and step on the scale and get the blood pressure and hear all the things that are wrong with this, because they tell us what's wrong. They very rarely tell you what's right, but you know what's right. Go to your doctor, have a checkup, make sure things are functioning the way they do. Remember, 25% of every heartbeat is going to your brain. If your heart can't beat properly, that blood flow isn't going to the brain. What are you doing? You're not only hurting your heart, you're hurting your brain. Your family isn't going to be stuck with a loved one with heart issues. They're going to be stuck with a loved one with heart issues and cognitive issues. And that's a really big responsibility to leave with your family. So let's take care of that. Physical health, monitoring the numbers. Here we go again: blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, and cholesterol. Am I going to tell you what these special numbers are? No, everybody has their own set of numbers. This is what you have to do. You have to go to your doctor and you have to figure out what numbers are your numbers. My numbers are not your numbers. My husband's numbers are not my numbers. We all have our own special set of numbers because we all have our own special body. So make that appointment, check up on these things. A lot of these things we can take control of by doing some very simple, low maintenance, cost-free exercise. Walking. So easy, we can do it. And over COVID, I'm sure many of us, like me, got a little bit lazy. We didn't have to go to the office. We weren't going to the grocery store. Instacart's bringing my stuff to the house. Amazon's bringing my stuff to the house. I am not walking nearly what I used to. And by not doing that, I'm really putting my health and my brain at risk. Do we have any questions in the chat before we go on to diet and nutrition?
I don't see any questions yet. Thank you.
Okay. So diet and nutrition. I already shared with you guys my diet right now. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. Brownie at 10:30 in the morning. Not a good idea. But we all do our thing, right? So we know that fueling a healthy fueling body is going to benefit your brain function. There are many different opinions about what is the best thing to eat. There are a lot of fad diets out there. Somebody's going keto and somebody's doing some gluten-free thing and somebody's doing a no sugar thing, and everybody's got you. Wait, my Instagram feed, I can't even get on Instagram anymore because when I get on in the morning, it is all of these ads click here and take this quiz and we can tell you the best diet for you. You're going to pay a lot of money and they're going to spam your email, but they're going to tell you. Okay, does that person on Instagram really know what the best diet is for me? They don't know anything about me except what I click on their quiz. And I can guarantee you I'm not going to be 100% honest. So I'm not here to tell you to pick up a fad diet. I'm not here to tell you that you need to be all whatever. I guess we're going to keto today. I don't know, whatever is the latest thing today. We're not going to do that. I'm not telling you to go to the store and buy a whole bunch of diet supplements. I'm not asking you to put stuff in your coffee that's going to make you miraculously 20 pounds thin in 3 weeks. That's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about using some good science-based, research-based, healthy choices. So let me see if it's on the next slide. It might still be on this slide. Here we go. The dietary, so we teamed up, Alzheimer's has been working with the Heart Association, and they've come up with 2 really beneficial diets that do help, okay? One is called the DASH diet, and that's dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Again, if we don't have a good beating heart, we're gonna have decline in the brain, right? And the other is the Mediterranean diet. You can go online and look up these things. DASH, D-A-S-H, is the dietary approaches to stop hypertension, and the Mediterranean diet. Both of them focus on eating lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of whole grains, nuts and beans, lean meats, fish and poultry, and be careful with your fats, okay? So actually I went out this morning to the DASH one because my husband and I have been talking about eating better, and you can find meal plans that are already pre-designed, ready to go. I will be honest, I looked at one and went, I am not eating white beans with my avocado on toast. It just doesn't sound appealing. But what I can do is look at some of the things that they have and start implementing the things that I do like more into my diet and start taking out the things that aren't good for me out of my diet. So maybe instead of eating the brownie, I should have picked the cantaloupe slice. Would have been a better choice. That brownie was good though, guys. It was really good. Deep fried foods, maybe when you go out and, God love Chick-fil-A, you can have the really good chicken nuggets. They're my favorite. Or they have the grilled version. Are they better? It depends. Are they better for my body? Probably. Do your research though. Anything that's processed we know is not good. Anything that comes down the cookie aisle and this box cereal aisle and the crackers and the chips aisle, probably we don't need a whole lot. But remember, we're going to do this in small baby steps, and we're going to do it to make us feel good, not to stress us out. So if you're reaching for your bag of chips while you're having your lunch break right now, I'm not going to yell at you and tell you not to eat that. But what I'm going to tell you is to look at the back and read it and see what the real serving size is. And maybe you stop at the serving size. Or if you're eating those chips right now, because that's what you packed today, when you get home tonight, maybe you pick something else instead of another bag of chips. Small steps make big impacts. The Mediterranean diet incorporates the basics of healthy eating along with other components that are characterized to traditional cooking in the Mediterranean Sea areas, the countries along the Mediterranean seas. A research analysis of more than 1.5 million healthy adults, that's a lot of adults, demonstrated that following a Mediterranean diet could reduce the risk of death from heart disease and cancer, and it also reduced the incidence of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So following a Mediterranean diet really gives you a lot of great health benefits. And I think that those are things definitely worth considering. So what is Mediterranean? Just like DASH, we're going to incorporate vegetables into our daily eating. Eating green leafy vegetables, huge health benefit. Diets rich in fruits. Now, if you're diabetic, close your ears because fruits are full of sugars. So again, this is a great opportunity to pick up the phone, talk to your doctor, and find out, is this a good diet for me? Is this something that I should be doing? Just because the realtor who volunteers for the Alzheimer's Association said you should eat fruits, it might not be the right thing for you. So double check, make sure you're doing what's right for you. Should we eat the fruit instead of the brownie? They both have sugar. The fruit's going to be more beneficial. Yeah, probably. That darn cantaloupe. It's going to haunt me the rest of the day. Eating nuts and beans and whole grains, lean meats, fish and poultry. Again, all the red meat, especially in Texas, we love our steaks. We love our steaks sprinkled with salt, where it just kind of brings out all the juice in the steak. It's so good. Okay, maybe once in a while for a birthday celebration. Maybe not every other day. Choose foods containing polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, which are things found in nuts, healthy vegetable oils, and fish. Aim for a diet low in saturated and trans fats. Read the bag. Stay away from processed food, deep fried foods, and excess sugar and salt. Sugar is the one that kills me every time. I'm a big sweets fan. So those are some very easy things to do. Again, I'm not asking you to empty your pantry. I'm not asking you to buy all kinds of fancy supplements. I'm just saying, let's be a little bit smarter about what we're choosing to put in our body, because we want that 25% to be really healthy for our brain. Cognitive activity. So, cognitive activity sounds like a mouthful. What do we need to know about cognitive activity? It's a term used for keeping our minds active. Laying on the sofa and binge watching Netflix, it's not keeping our minds active. Is it de-stressing? Every once in a while, we might need one of those days because it's de-stressing. Is it mind-numbing? Absolutely. And that's why it's de-stressing, but not something we should do on a daily basis. Anything that uses your mind in challenging ways is a cognitive activity, and it can possibly have short and long-term benefits for your brain. As you use your mind in new and challenging ways, your brain actually begins to form and nourish. And so it becomes more, it's like exercise. Your brain, the more you use it, it's like muscles, and then they're going to get stronger, and they're going to, those connections are going to stay really strong connected, and you're going to build new connections. It's a no-brainer, excuse the pun, thing to do. So what are we going to do for cognitive activity? Well, there are lots of different things you can do. Reading books, little articles that inspire you, completing puzzles, playing games. I play solitaire on my phone. When I have to figure out a contract or an offer and it's not making sense, I play solitaire until my brain goes, this is what we need to do, and it connects it. It's kind of a weird thing, but it works. Learning a new skill or a hobby. You are never too old to learn something new. Go pick up a free class. Oops, let me go back here. I'm sorry. Go pick up a free class at the library or at Lowe's or Home Depot. They're running classes on all sorts of stuff. Engage in online learning. Some people really don't like the online environment, and other people learn so much. You got to pick what's right for you. But start today. Think of something new you want to do. Investigate a new country. If you have children or grandchildren, go on what we call world travel. Pick a country, do research, go out and look in the grocery stores for food from that country, or activities from that country, books from that country, music from that country. Start engaging your brain, and that will really help you. We're going to develop that muscle. Social engagement. So I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, I don't really want to necessarily be socially engaged. I want to go home. I've talked to people all day. I want to cuddle up on my sofa with my cute little doggy and forget about life. And that's fine, because I've had a very busy, active day. I've opened up lots of houses. I've talked to lots of people. I've been on the phone with lenders and appraisers and fighting with title companies. And so I don't want any social engagement. Other people have been in their house. My mother-in-law, for example, God love her. She never sees anybody. Once a week, she gets her hair done. And that's it. My husband and I take turns calling her every single solitary day so that we at least have a good, lengthy phone conversation with her, so that she has some kind of engagement. It's really important to keep your mind engaged, and social engagement is critical to that. It's very important that you have interaction with other people. Join a book club, join a church group, visit with a neighbor. There are lots of ways that you can involve in social engagement. My father-in-law, his favorite thing to do was to sit on the bench at the mall. It's really kind of funny. By the time we would finish shopping and come back and pick Pop up off the bench, the man had met the most interesting people, and he had the wildest stories to tell us. We loved driving home from the mall and hearing what Pop learned at the mall. Never mind all the stuff we bought that we didn't need. But his way of enjoying them all was to just engage with people that sat down on the bench with him and he'd strike up a conversation. It's really, that was his form of social engagement. Everybody has their way. You just have to find what is your way and what makes you comfortable. And let's get you more involved that way. There are a variety of ways to connect with others and reap physical benefits of social interaction. As always, pursue the activities that are meaningful to you. These will provide the greatest connection with those around you and keep you engaged. Sometimes you can engage in an activity that combines areas of healthy aging, such as taking a walk with a friend, volunteering, tutoring at the elementary school. Now that we're kind of releasing all these COVID things, maybe you want to go up and volunteer, because trust me, these kids coming in this year, they're going to need all the extra help they can get. They've been home for 15 months. And not good learning was going on by everybody. Find a purpose that makes you want to get up and go every day. Here's just a reminder of things that we can do for social engagement. Visit with friends and family. Engage with others is kind of a vague line there. Stay involved in the community, volunteer, or join a group or club. Volunteering really does put a lot of purpose back in your life. And as long as you remember to stay in control of what you're volunteering, you set your hours, you set your time frame, it doesn't have to become overwhelming and become like a job. So let's put all these pieces together. We want to get moving. We want to eat right. We want to keep our brain going. We want to connect with people. We want to start today. We want to start small, little changes. Probably I should just get rid of that pan of brownies. I think I might just cut the rest of the brownies up and bring them to the office so other people can eat them. So I'm not the one eating them, and go back to eating the broccoli and the other cantaloupe that's staying at home. Do what you enjoy and stick with it. I do these classes because I love them. I love them because I always learn something new, and people have great questions and I get engaged in conversation, and it really makes me feel like I'm making a very small difference, and hopefully in somebody else's life that small difference becomes big. Make healthy choices. Remember to get that 10 minutes or 20 minutes of exercise. Write a plan. We talk about in real estate all the time that if we do not write our goals, they are not going to happen. So when we finish today, get out a piece of paper, get out the chalkboard, get on your computer, make a plan. What this week are 3 things that you can do that are very simple, low cost, that you know will make a small change in your life. And then get support from others. We always need an accountability partner. Find a friend or a family member. My daughters are my biggest accountability partners. They can be on me like crazy, but they also can be the most loving and supportive and helpful accountability partners I can find. So find yourself somebody out there to help you out. Be supportive. If you need to go to alz.org, you need to go online and you need to call their 1-800 number and say, I need help. I know that they will help you. And then most importantly, guys, let's have fun. Because life is too short. And we don't need it to be very stressful. And we don't need to be so worried. We don't need to take that 25% of bad blood and really drain it out of our brains. We need to have fun so that that blood is going right back up. Because when you're laughing, you're happy and you're burning calories and you're feeding your brain. So do something today that makes you happy, something that makes you smile. And let's see if we can live a little bit of a healthier, better life for our brain and our body. Some things to be aware of. That pill that you put in your coffee that's going to make you lose the 20 pounds like really fast. So next week I could be 20 pounds lighter. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. Yes, I know a lot of women who've lost a lot of weight drinking some nasty coffee. But I also know that if I did it, it would also flush out all the things I need to keep my lipid at bay. Maybe not a good thing. Be cautious when you hear huge promises. Be cautious of miracle cures. There are no huge promises. There are no miracle cures. And if it's happening that quickly and that fast, again, be cautious. Call your doctor. Do your research. Consult with your doctor, your pharmacist, and the Alzheimer's Association. Do not take anything that I said today as gospel truth and check with your doctor. These are all researched things that we are sharing with you. None of this is anything that I've made up. It's all been researched. However, how it applies to you and your body is something you and your doctor have to determine. What is right for you? Like I said, I love fruit. It's probably too much sugar for me. It may be too much sugar for you. The only person who can tell you that is your doctor. There are things that might be really good for your body. Whole grains might not be something you need. More vegetables might be something you do need. Maybe you need more red meat because you have, low iron, but maybe I don't need red meat at all. And so I should eat more fish. Everything has to be catered to you and your body and not anybody else. The only person who can help you out with that is your doctor. So get your numbers checked, talk to your doctor, make a small plan, and let's get you living for a healthy brain and body. Here is our helpline. So we have a 24/7 helpline. They are really there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call at 2:00 in the morning. Someone will answer that phone. alz.org. We have a community resource finder. I think in a minute, Kathy's going to go over all of these things and help you figure out how to navigate your way through the Alzheimer's website. It is amazing, and there are so many tools out there. So don't be afraid to click and play around with it. Do we have any questions? Go back to this.
I don't see any questions in the chat. And I wanted to let people know that we actually are going to cover other resources of the Alzheimer's Association. Does anyone have a question? You're welcome to type it into the chat. Thank you so much, Beth, for a great presentation.
You are quite welcome. Now I have to go walk. Now I feel
I don't.
Not only did I eat brownie, but I didn't walk this morning, and I'm telling everybody how important it is. I'm like, oh gosh darn, I gotta go.
It is important. Well, you know what? The weather was gorgeous last night. I got my son out for a walk with me, and it was so nice and cool. We loved it. It was
very cool this morning. It really was.
Yes. Uncharacteristic of Texas in June. Here's one question. Any information to share regarding supplements like Prevagen?
So that is, again, something you need to talk to your doctor about. The supplements, you have to be very careful because not all of them are truly tested. And it's going to depend on what's in the supplement compared to what you need in your body. Okay. So I'm not going to recommend any supplement. That is something you need to call your doctor and ask them about.
Okay. So we have, there was a thank you for that recommendation. So we are fortunate to also have with us Kathy Shockley from the Alzheimer's Association, Dallas and Northeast Texas chapter. She is Director of Programs and Services for the Alzheimer's Association. And she is going to give you just a little overview of how to find resources related to Alzheimer's on their website. And then I will give you a brief overview of library resources that fall into the categories that Beth spoke about, some of the relational, social engagement, and other resources that you can find at the library that are free. So Kathy is going to give you a little look at their website and how you can find resources there. And thank you, Beth, so much for your time today.
You are quite welcome. Thank you for having me.
Beth, you're such an excellent presenter. I love the energy that you bring to your presentation and your personal examples, and I love it. So thank you so much for making it so engaging. I just wanted to take a minute of everybody's time to give them a quick glance at our website. There's a lot of information there, and sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming to navigate. And so I'm going to, let's see, I had it pulled up. Let me get back to it. So you're not having to see all my gajillions of tabs that are open on my desktop. So this is our chapter's website, which is alz.org/Dallas NE Texas. And this is the homepage, and you'll see at the top, at the very tippy top, you can click on some excellent links that one of which I want to point out is our e-news. If you're interested in receiving our weekly Wednesday electronic newsletter, You can click on that link and just enter your information and you'll receive that on a weekly basis. In this purple band, then you'll see some other topics. And one that I want to point out on our homepage right now, and of course you'll see research in the center, but if you scroll down on our homepage currently, you'll see some information about the recently approved FDA treatment, aducanumab. I know that that's been in the news quite a lot lately. There's some really great information on our website. I also wanted to let you know that there's going to be an information session that the Alzheimer's Association National Office is hosting this coming Thursday, June the 24th. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat if you wanted to register to attend that event and just learn more about the specific medication. But if you go to our help and support page, you'll see options related to resources, someone who may have Alzheimer's disease, brain health, caregiving, and community resources. If you click on, let's see, we scroll down on help and support. I'm sorry, there's a little bit of delay right now. It seems like there we go. You'll see some different tabs. You can go to information on knowing the 10 signs, when someone you love is diagnosed, what to expect in the middle stages of caregiving. Keep on scrolling. There'll be information on care options, learning more about the stages and behaviors related to Alzheimer's disease, caregiver health, managing daily care of someone you love, knowing what to expect, and programs and support. We are currently offering virtual education as well as a virtual support groups, but we are also moving back to in-person offerings. And so on our website, you'll be able to find whether you're interested in knowing about in-person versus virtual support groups. There's going to be options there for you. You go back to the top. I wanted to point out another tab that's on living well with Alzheimer's disease. For those of you who might either have a loved one who has been recently diagnosed or have a friend who may have recently received a diagnosis, this section of our website is designed all for them. This is for individuals to have a better sense of just how you can live well with the diagnosis. And we really like to move the language from dying from Alzheimer's disease to living with Alzheimer's disease. Knowing what to expect during the journey, current treatments and research, and planning for your future. I do want to also point out we're having a large conference, virtual conference this Friday for those who have a younger onset Alzheimer's disease, which is a small portion of the population, but yet it's incredibly important that they feel supported. There's so much information. I know that Kristen is going to want to share out resources for the library as well. I'm going to drop in the chat the link to register for the information session on the aducanumab medication, which is Thursday, and also a link for our younger onset conference, which is Friday. If anybody is interested in both of these, will be by Zoom. So Kristen, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Kathy. And I did not test the share screen, so I'm hoping that I'm able to share screen and get you my presentation. Give me just a minute here. Okay, is it sharing?
It is sharing. We're just seeing your notes as well.
Yep. I'm looking for that. Sorry, folks. This bar it has in front of this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so just wanted to give you a little information about a few of the things that are available at Plano Public Library that are no cost with your Plano Library card. You can get a Plano Library card for free if you live in Plano, Allen, Frisco, Garland, McKinney, Richardson, the Colony, or Wiley. Memory Keepers is a program that we do in association with the Alzheimer's Association. For people living with dementia or Alzheimer's and their care partners, it can be hard to find ways to be social. So Memory Keepers is our answer to that. It's a bi-monthly online conversational program for people and their care partners to explore and conserve memories together. The aim of the program is to give people living with Alzheimer's or dementia a comfortable space to express their feelings, to interact with others, to remember the past, to express their personality, and to reduce anxiety and restlessness. Our library staff lead participants in guided conversations around common themes like family, friends, or pets, and there's time for participants to share their experiences. All registrants receive a follow-up email with link to library resources on dementia and Alzheimer's. Connecting Seniors is a great way to have that social engagement. You can meet new friends or connect in new ways. Ooh, let me put this down. I'm afraid y'all might be able to see that. Okay. Connect with people in a new way with the Connecting Seniors, and we also have library book clubs. So if you want to drop into Connecting Seniors, it's an online program that people get together, share life experiences, stories, and memories, and have fun. They are also facilitated by library staff around specific topics. One coming up in July 1st is called Name That Jingle. July 15th, they'll be discussing Wasn't That a Book? Art You Crafty on August the 5th, and Secrets of Plano on August 19th. So we've got all kinds of fun programs coming up. You can also have a lively conversation at one of the library's online book clubs. All the book clubs right now are being run online. There are a number of them you can find on our website, which I have dropped into the chat. Then also, we have a number of programs and classes that are being delivered in this format on Zoom. This is also a way that you can engage and learn something new and use that brain power. The Plano Public Library offers online programs and classes on a variety of topics for all ages. So these programs and classes don't require a library card to participate. You must register to participate by Zoom, or you could watch. Some of the classes are available by recording on our YouTube channel, which I also placed in the chat. You can learn about personal finance, starting a small business, pick up skills in Microsoft Word or Excel, or find out how you can check out books, audiobooks, and e-magazines, or using the Libby app on your tablet or smartphone, or Overdrive on your computer. There's also online streaming with Canopy and a number of other services you can learn about by signing up for our online newsletter called Check It Out. You can register with the link that I also dropped into the chat. Find out more about everything that the library has to offer at the Plano Library Learns blog, which is planolibrarylearns.org. They post engaging content and resources about arts and culture, early learning, student resources, STEAM learning, technology, reading recommendations. You can view the blog for articles, recommendations, and reading lists, and to learn more about online programs, classes, and book clubs. Connect with us by Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to receive daily information about what's going on at the library. Or you can sign up to receive Sage, a monthly e-newsletter aimed at older adults, or of course, the library Check It Out newsletter. This gives you monthly information about various things going on at the library, and weekly, just specifically topics that are being covered that week. There are so many ways to stay social at the library, even from the comfort of your own home. Our virtual programs and classes are available, also online classes, and the library blog will give you plenty to think about and places to engage. Upcoming programs next week, we have Medicare 101, where a benefits counselor can talk to you about when to apply for Medicare and what the best supplemental programs are for you. We have Living Well, Maximizing Overall Wellness that's coming up July 13th, where you can learn more about programs of the Wellness Center for Older Adults. We have Managing Your Parents' Money on July 21st. There is a time for many of us where we need to step in and assist with our parents' estate or their money management. So this will help you to understand when it's the time to do that and how you can help. That is being offered by Bank of America in partnership with the Plano Public Library. And then August 10th, Living Well, Keys to Independent Living, where you'll hear from the Area Agency on Aging about their resources and programs. We are so happy to have you here with us today. Please feel free to check out planolibrary.org, a variety of our materials and resources, all that's going on at the library. There's a calendar on the library website that also directs you to these various programs that are available. And if you have questions, you can email my colleague Bethany or myself. My email is Linscott, I think it's was on the screen, KLINSCOTT @plano.gov. Thank you so much to our friends at the Alzheimer's Association for joining us today. And I can't see if there are any questions, but we are very happy to have you with us. Thank you for coming, and look forward to seeing you next time.